What's up, everybody? This is Alexander with ABOM Academic Success Coaching, and I'm just going to give you guys a quick note on the second and third pass when you're using the AnKing step deck or any of your other Anki decks. And that's just on how I take notes. Studies have shown that the best way to take notes is through handwritten notes, and I really highly recommend doing that during your first pass when you're watching lecture videos and such. But for second and third pass, when you're trying to work through tons of flashcards or anything up by hand, can just not really be as efficient as you really need it to be. And so, what I like to do is the next best thing, which would be to type things out when I'm doing my flashcards. And I'll just work through a few just to show you exactly what I do. So, let's see this one. I have no idea what the answer is for this card, so it's actually a great example. Okay, so Nasir Tide. So I'm just, since I didn't know this card, I'm just going to type out the entire card. Nasir Tide causes arteriolar and venous dilation and thus decreased after load and preload. Okay, so what this will do is hopefully the idea is that by taking some time to process this in at another level than just recalling the information, but actually typing it out on something like a Word document or Google Docs, something like that, is that it just gets your brain to think about the information in a little bit of a deeper level. And this is a drug that haven't done like a sketchy or a physio cartoon for. I don't think there's one really out there for it. So it makes sense that I don't really remember this drug that well, but it causes arterial venous dilation. And so it acts basically like a nitrate is what I need to think of it. And it's a recombinant form of BNP. So I might add that to my note as well. So it's a recombinant form of BNP. And that little note I pulled up, in case you guys don't know, that's just with the Amboss add-on. It's a must-have if you're using Anki for studying in medical school. So let's do another example. Let's see, cyclophosphamide, Gel syndrome, with the mnemonic. I think the mnemonic is congeal, which is like the G is like growth retardation, ear and facial abnormalities, absent digits, and then limb hypoplasia, I think is what it stands for. Okay, yeah, so I got this one right. Since I got this one right, I don't need to write an extra note about it. I'm able to recall the information well enough. So I just press good and move on to the next one. So that was actually a perfect 1-2 example of what to do when you don't know the answer to a card. You write down a note, maybe look at the purple text and the Amboss add-on stuff to see what other information you might need to know about it. And if you know the answer, you just press good and move on. You don't really need to process that particular piece of information at a deeper level. So you can do this when you're working through just your review cards, like I've got right here. You can also do it when you're going through the new cards in your second pass, because that just helps you to get, again, that deeper level of processing, that deeper level of encoding, which will lead to stronger ability to recall the information when you need it in the future. So if you guys have questions, feel free to reach out to me, and I'll see you guys in the next video.